anything, and they're like, "You're supposed to be eating that." So I have like 3 police around here on me with everything. And I just yell at them when I really want something. I just
moderation, right?
Yeah, I mean
everything in moderation,
right? And that's the thing. Like I don't eat horribly all the time in large quantities, but I do.
Like Natalie had a moment the other day, but she was able to reframe and get back on track, and that's okay. It's not like you just said, you can't be positive 100% of the time. Like when someone passes away, you don't want to be positive, right? You want to feel sad. You want to
deal with, but it's the easiest for me. But yeah, that's one of the things that I've had to deal with is just making sure the thoughts in my head are more positive in nature. And I mean, we can't always be positive, but for the most part, it's the way we react to situations. That's what's going to really help moving forward. I mean, not everything is negative.
Exactly.
So, yeah, for example, when they don't wash the dishes, I used to say, "What the hell's wrong with you? Wash the damn dishes!"
Hey guys, if it's crazy,
all right, go now.
Wait. Get in there! Oh my God! Hey guys, welcome to the Family Mess. I'm Noah, and have a nice day. Good God!
I love the Family Mess.
Oh.
Welcome to the Family Mess Podcast. I'm your host, Ian, and this is my wife and co-host, Natalie. The Family Mess, the podcast about life with kids and all things adulting. Let's talk. Hello, Natalie. We finally figured out the recording. I'm back. Don't say anything negative. Let's go.
I can't be negative. I'm on a detox. I have to be positive. Good morning, Ian.
How are you this grateful, beautiful morning?
It ain't beautiful. It's raining and it's dark. What you talking about?
It's still a beautiful morning because we're alive. And
okay,
it's good to be up. And
I'll give you that for now.
And to see your sunshine face as you...
That ain't happening today.
Lovely. Oh, I love it. Yes.
Well, we are on number 2 of our episode from last week. We had our guest, Rida, on the show.
Yep, we're continuing with Rida.
And we were going through our detox.
Negativity
detox from the last show. But before we do that, do you want to do your 5 minutes a pound?
You know you're going out of order. You didn't even do like an introduction. Like you didn't say nothing.
What am I supposed to say? I did introduce us.
Introduced us. You're supposed to introduce Rida and talk a little bit about what's going on. And
you know what? You do that because you're better at that than me.
I don't.
Your words, you have better words than I do.
I don't.
So go ahead and
Hey, I hate to say this, but it's funny. I just remember that.
I know what you remember. I know.
Hey,
why you gotta bring this up, man? Come on.
It's
Let
funny.
it go.
I don't know if I ever talked about this. I don't know if I did.
Why you gotta tell people my secrets of my past, man?
Rida, one day, right?
Don't listen to her, Rida.
Well, this is back in college. One day we were back way back when you IM, but it was like super old school IM or whatever. And I was talking to Ian, I think I was in Orlando, he's in Tallahassee. So I was talking to him, and then we were just chatting back and forth. And then all of a sudden, like, the words were different. Like, the words were too big. And I was like, this isn't Ian. And the person's like, and I thought I was talking to Ian. And then he had let somebody else get on the computer and they were talking to me. And I instantly were like, no, this is not Ian. Your words are too big. And he was like,
that's not funny. I'm not stupid.
It's not that you're stupid.
I know what you're saying. My vocabulary is limited, woman.
You're more of a math guy. I'm not an Englishy righty person either. I'm a numbers person.
You see how she's trying to calm it down now?
But I just thought it was funny because I just instantly knew. I'm like, this person is talking
I'm never talking to you again. Why'd you bring that up?
I just thought about it.
No.
I'm sorry.
Oh, but you see Ian, though, kind of talking about what we talked about last week. See, you received that as she was saying you were stupid, but that's not what she said.
Oh, I know.
No, it's just that I just knew instantly that there was a difference. I'm like, that's not.
There's a difference.
Right.
Yeah, everybody has their own, different type of feel when they talk.
Right.
That's how instructors, right? Isn't in college, though, that's how they know if you don't write your own paper. Like if your word usage and all of that stuff is different.
See? Everyone has their own levels, and it's nothing that you're not. But the other guy who was typing, I guess he was more of like a righty kind of guy.
No, he wasn't.
Maybe a wordsmith. He was probably a wordsmith.
No, he just wanted to BS a lot. That's all that was.
He was a BSer, but his words, but I was like, yeah, this ain't it. But anyway, I digress. So I had to share that funny story. This was way back in college.
Natalie said that you were a numbers guy, or you said that, right? Your numbers, not words.
Yeah. I'm more of numbers, science guys. So
there you go.
That's
right.
me.
So that's what I'm saying. Don't feel bad. I'm not a writer. I'm a horrible writer. So
Natalie is not a horrible writer. Don't listen to her, Rida.
Well, I'm not. My teacher in college, she was like, you ever thought about doing creative writing? Because you're not.
Oh.
But she said I'm not good at the other writing. I barely passed English 1 in college.
Damn.
I had to do like so many extra credit assignments. This is not my forte. Not my forte at all, but that's okay. But
well, I'm sure you have lots of strengths. I know you do.
Yes, I have other strengths that are mine. That's good.
Well, we can introduce Rida. Rida was with us last week to go with us about our negativity in this house.
Yes, and she started us off with our negativity challenge for the last 2 weeks.
Rida, what was the challenge again?
You don't know the challenge.
That's not a good sign, right, guys? If you don't remember what the challenge was,
Ian.
I believe you didn't stick to the challenge.
No. What I remember, you said you had to take daily logs. That was one of the first things. And anytime we said negative things, we'd have to try to restate things in a different way that wouldn't come off as negative. Those were just two of the big goals you wanted us to do and to practice it with each other and our kids.
Yes, so we'll talk about that.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So
I told you.
So did you want to recap just in case anybody didn't listen to the previous episode, part 1?
Oh, you want to recap us, Rita?
Yeah.
Well, just really quickly. So then we were talking about negativity and how that impacts us. And over time, what seems to happen is we'll stay in a funk because we're always attracted to negative stimulation. And so what we talked about was going on a negativity detox challenge. And what I challenged you guys to do was go a full 7 days straight, remove any negative stimulus. So social media, negative conversations, anything that could be perceived as non-positive, to refrain yourself from that or to switch frequencies. And I asked you to journal your experience. I thought that would be really interesting for your listeners and for yourselves to kind of see what impact and what you experienced along this challenge. So this is the recap show where we're going to talk about what your experience was.
Natalie, you can go first. Because hers is going to be real quick, Rita.
Well, did you want to do the 5 minutes of pounds?
I guess, you know what?
I just wanted to recap what we were talking about last week. But
just to make this more entertaining for the audience.
My 5 minutes of pounds would be more like 1 minute.
Positive, Natalie. You got to speak positive things.
I am being positive.
All right, go ahead and tell them about your 5 minutes of pounds here. What have you been struggling with?
My truth is positive and negative, so that's just life. But I'm not focusing on the negative.
What have you been dealing with your last 5 minutes of pounds since we spoke? What's going on with you? What have you done differently?
Well, I have somewhat done differently is I've been eating better because we have the lady from church, our friend from church, who cooks our meals. And so I've definitely upped my vegetable intake, which is good. I still have been eating some candy. Noah bought some white chocolate to make cookies. I've been sneaking a few of those kernels.
I know you've been sneaking because I see you sneaking. Why do you keep doing this to yourself?
No, but hold on. But I'm getting there. I mean, it's one of those things. So I'm at a point now where, unfortunately we had, my niece had a death in her family, and it was partially related to their diet. So I'm like, you know what? I thought about that and I was like, oh man, I've got to do right by myself somehow and try to eat better and do better. So I'm just kind of fixating on foods right now and making sure I do eat a vegetable every day. Like I have a salad in the bag that I eat and trying to do stuff like that. So it's forever going to be a work in progress for me. This is a long road. I know it is, and it's okay, but I'm working on it. Oh, there was something I was going to tell you, but I forgot what it was. But yeah, but that's where I'm at. I've been maintaining what I had lost, which is good. I'm hoping to start losing some more if I can. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. So I was doing good until I went to my friend, and she'll be on the show in a few weeks.
Yes.
And I decided I wanted some of her popcorn.
Rita, you got to try this popcorn, Rita. We're going to give you a sample of this popcorn. Once you have it, you're not going to eat any other person's popcorn. That's how good this popcorn is. The devil made the popcorn, I'm telling you.
Oh, it's horrible. So I went and I got some popcorn. I was like, because her daughter and her make popcorn. It was for her daughters for a fundraiser. And they created their own popcorn types. And they have this cookies and cream popcorn. Pepe popcorn is the name of this popcorn. Oh, it's really good. So I was doing good until I ordered a few bags, and
you heard this. A few bags. Listen to this, right?
But I ordered it knowing
that she was supporting a friend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So we ordered, and then she had new flavors. So I'm like, let's try some new flavors.
Listen to this.
So I ordered all this popcorn, and so yeah. I was doing good until that popcorn. That popcorn tastes so good, Rita. It's horrible.
I have to second her on that. I ate a whole
horrible.
bag, and I was mad the next morning because I thought somebody ate it, but I hid it in the back, so I thought I hid it for myself.
That is funny. Oh my gosh!
I would have destroyed the kids if they ate my popcorn.
Yeah. So as far as me with the unfortunately, Pei popcorn messed me up, but.
Shout out to Pei.
But really, after that, I decided, I'm like, okay, I have to do better. So that's where I'm kind of at, where I'm still trying to learn who I am with food and how to work with myself to not, to my detriment. That's where I'm at. So
detriment.
But I have been maintaining my weight. I haven't put any weight back on. I haven't really lost much, but I'm maintaining. So that's my minutes. And so anyone out there struggling with the weight thing and the food thing, just keep trying. Just don't give up. That's all I got to tell y'all today. Don't give up.
All right.
I ain't quitting, but.
Hey, Natalie, if I could. Yes. So what I heard you say about deep dive into the food thing.
What I heard you say, you hear that? What I heard, now you know what's coming.
No. Uh-oh, did I preface the wrong way?
No, you're good. Go ahead.
You're fine.
No, but I love that you share this with us and with your listeners. I was going to ask you though, so when you said that this is just, a challenge, it's just something that you're going to always work with. I mean, it's really a lifestyle change. That's really what you're trying to accomplish.
Yes.
And then you said your niece, there was a death in the family. I read this interesting quote the other day that said so many parents say, I would die for my kids, but will you live for your kids?
Right.
So that's with us making better choices.
Man,
and,
that's
all of that stuff.
Right there. Will you live for your kids? Wow.
Yeah. I know. I like that. That rocked me when I read that.
Was that from that podcast I told you to listen to? Was it that one?
No, it was something I read. Oh, okay. But I just thought that was really interesting, right? So there's so many times that, like you said, your relationship with food, everybody's relationship is going to be different. And what I've noticed with my clients too, is that if you remove the emotion out of food and you look at food as that source of nutrients and that fuel and that nourishment that you're putting in your body versus I'm having a bad day, I need to eat pizza, or you know what I'm saying? Like there's definitely some work that can be done there, but it's removing the emotion out is my suggestion.
Right. Yes. And and unfortunately my kids know I have a food problem, which, they know I have a candy, sugar, anything. And they're like, you're not supposed to be eating that. So I have like 3 police around here on me with everything. And I just yell at them when I really want something. I just
moderation, right?
Yeah. I mean,
everything in moderation.
Right. And that's the thing. Like I don't eat horribly all the time in large quantities, but I do. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I'll let myself go for days before I'll let myself have something. But I'm like, okay, if I'm going for days and I'm still thinking about this thing, I might as well have some. I'm not going to eat the whole bag, but I'm going to have some of something. Right. So that's kind of where I'm at with myself.
I agree with you. My husband, I don't think you guys have ever met him in person, but he struggled with his weight the majority of his life. And he's lost 60 pounds.
Oh, good. Kudos to him. That's
60
great.
pounds. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. And honestly, what he's been doing is it's consistency, right? He walks every day and he's watching what he eats,
Stop looking
but
at me.
He's not depriving himself, like you were saying, right? Like he still has sweets and he still has, the things that are kind of higher in calories, but he's just in moderation, right?
Right. And that's,
it's a lifestyle.
Right. And that's what I'm trying to get to that point. Cause I don't want to just not have anything. Cause then you're deprived, like I just saw it, I read an article about this couple who do the FIRE movement, I forgot what it's called, financial independence, something retire early. Mm-hmm. So the FIRE movement. And so they decided to do this FIRE movement. They went all in. They gave up everything that they ever liked because they weren't trying to save money. All the things that they did that cost money that they enjoyed, they stopped doing. And then they realized, oh my gosh, I'm depressed. They took everything away from themselves for one thing. And then, so that's why I'm like, I feel like a moderation is the better way to go, is where you can have, but you just can't have, just to be, excuse me, you have to be conscious ahead of time and say, I'm going to have this much and that's it. Cause I've gone to the store, I'll go buy a milkshake at like Chick-fil-A cause I really like their milkshakes. And I will mark off half with my finger on the cup. And cause it's like styrofoam. And then when I get to that half, I will stop. Even if I'm driving, I'll stop at the gas station and I'll throw it away. I'll throw the rest away because I want to have it, but I don't want to have all of it because it's a lot. I know how much ice cream they put, like 5 scoops of ice cream in one of those things in a small. It's a lot of ice cream. So, but that's that balancing act that I'm trying to do. So, but thank you, Rita.
And meal planning is really going to help you with that, because when you decide what you're going to eat ahead of time, then it's easier for you to stick to that versus you deciding in the moment.
Right.
Like if you go to a restaurant and you're like looking at the menu, I don't know what I'm going to have, versus 24 hours before, if you said, I'm going to have fish, salad, a vegetable, then when you get to that restaurant, you already know what you've allotted yourself to eat for that day. So you can make better decisions when you pre-plan.
Yeah. And that's why we actually spend less money on food now. And even though I pay someone to make our food, I spend less on food. And when I go to the fridge, there's always something there. Like I open the fridge and I can just let me get this. So I do eat better because the food is there and I don't have to think about it.
So great.
So that's definitely true what you're saying.
Great.
So
can I chime in on something?
That's a win.
Yes. Then we're going to move on.
real quick, Rita, when I was bodybuilding, I'm going to tell you the number one way to really stay lean and to look a certain way. Can I tell you what it was?
Not to eat the same thing every day.
No, it's easier than that. It's a lot easier than what people think. Here's what it comes down to. It's called vanity. Now go with me on this opinion. This is my opinion. This is not scientifically studied here, but it's vanity. So when I woke up in the mornings, I said, hey, I like how I look. I want to keep looking that way. So I chose to eat foods that made sure I looked that way. That's all it was. It had nothing to do with me following a real plan. I just knew I liked the way my body looked. Now, this past year, when I had back surgeries, I made the choice. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to work out. But I really stopped caring about how I looked. And so I let myself go. So I didn't care, so I just ate bad. But now that, like Natalie said, now when you are starting to get back in shape, you have to kind of care what you start looking like. That has a lot to do with it, because if you don't care what you look like, you're going to struggle with weight loss. And that's all comes to the emotional that you mentioned earlier. It's an emotional thing, and people have to find a way to separate that, because if you can't, you're going to have a hard time, because the food's always going to be there for you to fall back on. And
it's so delicious.
Oh,
it is a challenge for sure. But I mean, not only like the outside, the external, you have to think about the damage and the long-term effects on the inside as well for what you can't see.
Yeah. So. Yep, that's true. Okay.
Agree.
Thanks, Rita.
Agree.
Thank you, Rita.
We just totally went off topic.
Yeah. We did. Sorry.
My 5 minutes turned into 10, but
it's organic.
But we're good. We're good. So Ian. So what's up with the negativity?
No, she was talking.
I'm dying to know.
She was talking to you first. You never finished what you were going to tell us about.
Well, fine. I will.
I told you to go first because yours is going to be short.
So,
go ahead.
Yes, please tell me.
I have actually, Rita, you are in my head. Just like you're in Ian's head. He's always nagging at me, but I'll get to that in a minute.
It's working, Rita. It's working.
But you are in my head because when I do say negative things, I'm like, reframe. And I even tell my son, oh my gosh, my kids, I realize like they're on like negativity level 1000. It's so bad. And I have to keep making my son stop and reframe like constantly what my older one, especially, what he says, because he's just like, everything is, this is horrible. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, in the morning we're driving to school. He's got everything bad to say. And I'm like, let's reframe that. And that's my new thing. That's like my phrase. Everyone's probably gonna get tired of me. Let's reframe that. How can you reframe that? How can you say that in a positive way? And Ian has, I'm conscious of it, but Ian is constantly, over that time, he constantly reminded me.
I can't wait till it's my turn to talk about what happened to me.
How negative, I was, but I am trying to be more positive. I am, having being more mindful of it, but I did have a moment where I did lose it. And I was just like, this ish is for the birds. This positivity crap, give me a freaking break. I'm done with it. I'm tired of it. I had that moment and I went through all my emotions about it because I forgot. I don't know if it was when Noah with the DoorDash thing.
Is that what it was? Oh, yeah. It was that day, the DoorDash. Yeah, you just lost it. You lost it that day. I was going to
ask what was the trigger.
Oh, man. Oh, damn.
Oh, my gosh. My 14-year-old was insistent on ordering DoorDash because his friends have all ordered DoorDash and we've never ordered, because I'm like, I'm not spending my money. I end up spending double the money to get the food delivered. I got a car. I can get there and go pick it up. But anyway, he's insisted on ordering DoorDash. So homeboy orders the DoorDash. basically turns out he put the wrong address in the damn DoorDash. So
oh, no.
Yeah, they deliver it to a gas station, and they send me the picture of where they deliver. I'm like, where's the food? They're like, oh, it's delivered. I'm like, no. I said, here's the picture. It was the gas station, like about maybe 3 miles up the road. And I'm like, that ain't my house. And so I'm like, I just want my food. And basically the other customer service kept telling me was, well, we can't give you a refund. I said, I don't want a refund. I just want my food. And so I ended up having to drive to the store, to the gas station. And like, did anyone deliver any food here? No food was delivered here. And so the guy, he's like, well, we'll call you back. The customer service guy, he's like, well, a supervisor will call you back in a day or two about this. So I'm like, oh, heck no. Cause then this will never get resolved. Plus one, my kid is hungry. Two, we got no food he paid $30 for all this food.
$30.
He paid for it himself. Cause I was like, I'm not ordering DoorDash. So he paid for this food. I know it was hurtful to him because he knew he did it himself and he wanted his food. He was very hungry. You know, he's a teenage boy and all that stuff. So the guy's like, well, I'm going to wait. He's like, oh, I'm going to do it. The manager will call back. And I was like, no, I will wait for a manager. And then he just kept telling me, because basically I was going to have to wait for like an hour. I was like, I don't care. I'll wait on the phone, because you know what happens when you do these things. You hang up the phone and you don't get no resolution to your problem. So I'm like, I'm going to wait. And every 5 minutes he'll come on. Ma'am, it's going to be a long wait. I'm fine. No problem. And he was getting mad at me because I was telling, and then I'm like, he's like, I have to something or the other. I'm like, I don't care. I said, it's okay. I said, I will wait. If you don't want me to be on the phone, then get the manager faster. I will wait. And I was that person that day. So finally, eventually I ended up having to go all the way. Oh, so finally they were like, okay, we're going to we'll reorder your food. I'm like, okay, great. I just want the food. At the end of the day, all I wanted was food. I don't care about this refund that you keep telling me I'm not going to get. I just want my food. So he's like, okay. Cause I ended up hanging up with that guy and calling the customer service number myself. Cause that was the whole thing.
You see how her voice is elevated, Rhea? She's getting very animated.
Because it was annoying.
You hear this?
It was annoying. So let me wrap up my story. So anyway, finally I get the other guy.
Faster and animated.
I do get animated when I talk about stuff. Okay, let me calm down. Sorry. I'm working on that too.
All right,
that's another thing. So Rita, I call the customer service, and then he's like, okay, well, what I can do is we can reorder the food, or you can get a credit. I said, well, just reorder the food. No problem. So he tries to reorder the food, and what does he tell me? And this is like an hour of me back and forth with these people. Oh, they're not taking orders right now. I'm like, are you serious?
Oh, no.
So by now, so I'm just like, and I'm like, I'm like, oh my God, this is the most annoying thing ever. And so I'm trying to be positive. And so I'm driving. So I decided to just go pick up the food for my kid myself at like 20-minute drive to Pollo Tropical to get his stupid chicken and rice and beans. And then on my way there is when I lost it. I didn't lose it like, yelling to myself. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is the stupidest thing. This positivity thing sucks because life sucks because people just won't do the right thing. And I'm just tired of the whole damn thing. So, but at the end, my kid got his food and I calmed down. They give me my credit at the end after everything, the debacle. But at that point, I was so frustrated because all they kept they were acting like I was trying to get money from them when I just wanted my food. And I was really insulted by that. Like their customer service, well, we cannot give you a refund. I didn't ask for a refund. I asked for my food. But that's what that conversation kept repeating over and over again with the customer service. So that's what got me really frustrated. But yes, after I did all that, I did realize that, things happen. It's life. And I just, I was able to get the food. My kid ate and all was good with the world. So, but I was on the way to the Pollo Tropical. I was hot. And everything you told me went out the window.
It went out the window, but you obviously were able to pull yourself back in and get back on track.
Yes.
Like what kind of process, what was that like? After you got it out, then you were able to bring it back in?
Well, that was...
can you share a little bit about that?
Well, that was the Rida in my head.
Like, how did you get back?
The Rida? Yes, the Rida in my head, because, well, what was positive about this? There was something positive at the end of the day. And the end of the day, my kid still got his food. And that was the goal of the whole thing, was for him to eat food. And now he doesn't bother me about ordering DoorDash anymore. So I'm grateful for that as well, because it was so traumatic for him. Oh, but here's the kicker. So I complained to DoorDash.
I remember this. Oh, damn.
I felt so bad after. Oh. At the end of the day, my kid didn't tell me the full facts. So anyway.
Oh my God.
But I will end this real quick. So at the end of the day, DoorDash, I kept telling them, well, because the guy acted like he delivered the food. He should have just said it was undeliverable. But I was like, well, no one called me, no one texted. So I had asked him earlier, and he was like, oh no, I didn't get anything. It turns out he took the app, the phone app. He doesn't have a cell phone. He has a cell phone, but it has Wi-Fi. He doesn't have service on it. So he had a phone app on his phone, so he could make Wi-Fi calls. It turns out he had disconnected the app. He took the app off of his phone. So even if they tried to text him or call him, they would not have reached him. So at the end of the day, I'm like, this was your fault.
It was his fault.
And I've asked you like 5 times, did they try to call you? Did they try? And he's like, no. Well, technically, yes, it was an answer of no.
I don't believe a damn thing
because he didn't put the app on his phone.
I don't believe nothing they say.
So DoorDash ended up giving me a credit, and I'm like, I don't even know if I'll use it because I feel bad, but that's all right. But yeah, so
right.
But yes, that's
well,
life.
Not only in every situation you want to look for the positive, but you want to look for the lesson, right? I think there's a lot of lessons and a lot of opportunity for growth with this particular situation, especially with your son ordering and deleting the app and going to the wrong place. This is something that I'm sure that it'll push him to grow too. Because he spent his own money, didn't he?
Yes, that was his money. Yep. But I ended up buying the food after the fact. But it was his money originally because I was like, I am not spending my hard-earned money on DoorDash for double the money for some Pollo Tropical. Now, if I'm going to order some good food, maybe. But $30 for something that costs normally $15, not happening in my pockets. But because his friends have all ordered DoorDash, he really wanted to have that experience so he could talk about it too. So, I mean, he would harass us constantly to order DoorDash. Constantly.
And now this is quite an experience that he had. So
yes, it's traumatic for him. So he's like, I have no need to order DoorDash ever again. That's what he said. He's like, I don't care about DoorDash anymore. So.
Can we take like a 10-second break between us and the ad?
Yeah, for the commercial. Yeah.
All right, 10 seconds. All right, go ahead and finish up.
So, but yes, but that's where I am. That's what triggered me, Rita. But I do know the value in what you're saying, and I feel like some things around me are become more positive.
That's great.
More good things are happening around me. I feel like at this point. So I think maybe some of that positivity, or reframing the negative to positives, may be helping.
Right, exactly. You said that so beautifully because what we put out is what we attract, and so what you're doing is raising your vibration. So, and I love that you're starting to notice more positive things and being able to acknowledge it. So good job.
Yes. Thank you. I did go to some apps I went online and Googled positive news so I could find positive news stories. Cause I like to read news, but it's not always positive. So, but I did do that.
Oh, that's so great. Good. Yeah, all right. So did you, Ian, how was your experience?
Mine was very good. I don't have anything negative to say.
Really?
Rita, I'm going to tell you what I did from the time.
Oh my God.
From the time, I'm going to be truthful to you.
Me.
From the time you said, hey, because I'm a negative person and I knew I was. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to listen and really try to see things differently and do things differently when it comes to how my thoughts are. So literally, like when I'd hear people say stuff, I'm like, hey, can you try saying that differently? I was doing that constantly from the time you said it until today.
Yeah, he thought he was boss because he kept trying to correct me all the time.
Rita, that's how much negativity was all around me. It was crazy. I was like in this war. I was in this war. And
a war zone. Negativity.
It was.
You know what that made me think? Picture of Wonder Woman when she goes into battle and that big battlefield. She just starts whap with her thing.
Oh my gosh. But I really tried. I mean, there's some times when I was negative, but I did. And even now they tell me, well, what would Rita say? That's what she kept telling me. I'm like, oh, damn it, Rita.
That's what I'm saying. You're a curse word in our house right now.
Oh, my God. So I did.
I love it.
When the kids would say stuff, I mean, and especially with the kids, I found that when the kids would be negative, I'd just stop them and be like, hey, there's a different way of doing things. Say this to your brother. Try saying this. And I was doing that all the time. But the kids, they did start recognizing it. Even Noah started recognizing when he was being negative and tried to say things differently. So it did slowly start to work. So I think we're going to try to keep doing that.
We're not going to try. We have to, Ian. This is a must.
Yeah. So I think we're trying to definitely, when we're negative, not be negative and to say things differently in the house.
Or to at least reframe. After you say it, if you say something negative, then afterwards you have to say the positive after.
Yeah, for example, when they don't wash the dishes, I used to say, what the hell's wrong with you? Wash the damn dishes. You never wash the dishes. So what I've come to say is, hey guys, could you please wash the dishes, please, and do this before you go to bed tonight, please? I've asked you 2 times, Rida, and if the dishes are washed, the place won't smell bad. Could you please go ahead and do the dishes?
I know, because our son does, and I refuse to do them for him. So sometimes it just has to be like that.
That's what I've had to say. I've tried to lower my voice when I say things, so I say the same thing. I just say it in a lower voice, and I don't scream at them, and that seems to work better, and they do respond to that much better than me trying to tear their heads off.
Yes, and then we had
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and then like my older one, didn't he call his brother stupid or something?
Yes.
And we had to be like, well, you need to say 3. Yes. And this is the sad part. It took him forever to come up with 3 things that are good about his brother. 3 things. It was
he struggled with
this. It was like
this.
pulling teeth.
I'm like, you better find 3 things, Noah. And so he did find 3 things, and we did the same thing to the younger one too. Like, find 3 things about your brother and say positive things. And so he'd have to say 3 things. And what it's done is, if they're going to say something negative, they think about it now before they say it, because they know that if we hear it, we're going to make you say something positive. So now they're thinking about it before because they're thinking about it now, because before they were never aware of it, but now that they're more aware of it, I think they'll think a little bit. So it's still a work in progress.
For sure.
I mean, we're still trying to do it, but I mean, I have to admit it's I think it's working. I mean, it's working.
But the sad part is when you realize how negative you really are.
Oh man,
because you don't realize you're just like, I'm just living life. I'm just responding to what's around me. But you don't have to respond in a bad way to what's around you. There are other ways to respond, and that's the part that's hard to learn. But just keep working at it, and
I agree.
Yeah. So anyone out there, if you're trying this, just keep trying. Keep working.
Just keep going. Yeah.
Keep reframing as much as you can. You won't be perfect by any means, but as long as you're making small steps, it's better than no steps. So, but you're saying, Rita?
Yes, for sure. Well, I was going to say, good job, you guys. Like, I was really, really encouraged and excited for you to do the negativity detox challenge. And one of the biggest reasons why I wanted you to do it was so that you can become self-aware of just how much it surrounds you. And that's exactly what you guys just said. So the first step in making any type of changes in your life is self-awareness. And so that's exactly what you guys did. So you should feel really, really good about that.
Yeah. Yep. I feel better. I didn't think anything was going to work, but this seems to be doing okay.
Well, I'm glad it came from you, Rita, because if it didn't, when I would tell him how negative he was a lot of times, he just be like, that's just the way I am. That's just the way it is. And he would just have this attitude.
That's because I was so mad, Rita. Oh gosh, it was killing me on the inside.
No matter what it was, you would always just be like, that's just the way I am. And I'm like, then you don't have to be that way.
Well, sometimes it's hard though, right, Natalie? It's hard when you hear messages like that from your spouse or somebody so close to you, because you feel like, they have a dog in this race, right? And so they have a reason for saying what they're saying. And sometimes being on the receiving end, you don't know if you're, if you're taking that well, if it's time to be defensive. But when you have an unbiased third party say it, you're more open to listening to it and taking the advice of someone else.
That is true. That's why we've been to therapy in the past, because he wasn't, when I try to explain to him what he's doing that I don't like, he just gets defensive. Mm-hmm. But once we go to the therapist and they say it, it's like, they say the same thing I'm telling him, exactly the same thing.
You hear how she talks, Rita? Just like this. That's the problem. You got to talk calm when you talk.
I don't know. I'm working on that. I can only work on one thing at a time. Right now it's negativity.
Her voice elevates so high.
It does.
But it's not a bad high. It's just she gets very animated when she talks.
I am an animated.
And I told her, I'm like, when you talk to people are going to look at you like you're not crazy, but they're going to respond differently to you because you're animated, like in Texas.
Like the debt collector who called and I had to yell at him. Oh my God.
Rita, I thought Natalie's going to destroy this person on the phone.
Oh my God.
Because it came out of nowhere. I looked at her, I'm like, who the hell is she talking to like that?
Because he was being extra. There's we don't have any debt but our house, right? But I have this one thing. Noah went to this doctor and got some medical tests done, but they went out of business. But they have a debt collector calling me. And I told them, hey, I will pay you this much money. They wanted me to pay $900 for this lab test. When the company was already in whatever, you would only pay like $300 or $400 for this test. And so they're like, well, we want $900. And I'm like, I'm not paying $900. I said, the company's not even in business anymore. I said, I'll give you $350.
Oh, wow.
Right. So I told him, like, I give him $350. And I said, send me a letter for it. And cause I don't know where to mail it to. I don't know who you are. You're some debt collector calling me. I said, I've never gotten a letter from you. I said, send me a letter. They said, okay. So now he calls me back like 3 months later. And I've wondered, I'm like, I never got a letter from them, but I didn't know what number I got. I don't remember who called me to call them back. I didn't know. So I was waiting. That's why I was waiting for the letter. So he calls me back and he's like, well, it's $900. I said, well, what happened? You guys never sent me the letter. Oh, we sent you an email. I said, I never got an email. I said, maybe it went to my spam. I never received it. I said, can you send the letter and then I will pay it? No, it's $900. So I got like, I'm like, look.
Oh, she flipped.
Cause I'm back and forth with him. And I'm like, I said, look, do you realize I don't have to pay you anything? They're out of business. You're not going to get anything. I said, either you can take what I'm willing to give you or you cannot get anything from me. Cause I was like, I'm not paying you. I don't care. I'm like, I'm not paying you. Cause like, it's not even they don't even have my right name. You can't hit my credit cause I don't mind paying. I said, I will pay the debt. I said, if I was trying to avoid you, would I answer the phone and still be talking to you? I would have said, this is not Natalie. I could have said all kind of things because you didn't even use my right name. But I said, I'm talking to you and I want to resolve this. And let me give you the $350 that we already talked about. And he just was adamantly opposed. And then he's like, well, I'm just going to put you down as non-payment of not wanting to pay. I said, no. I said, you need to note it that I'm willing to pay, but I'm not willing to pay $900. That's what you need to note. And he's like, I'm noting. And he, so that's why I did get a little heated with the guy on the phone because he was just, to me, like, you're being totally unreasonable because you're not going to get no money from me. Like, if you get $350 or you get $0, you're a debt collector. I think your odds are better taking the $350, but he didn't want to do it. So I was like, fine, put it down, come after me, whatever you want to do, because I'm not paying it. But because I said, I'm not going to pay more than I was supposed to pay to begin with. That's ridiculous, so, but that was my thing. So yes, I did get animated and I do tend to raise up and I have to, that's something I have to work on. But right now, I realize like even with talking to you recently that I can only focus on one thing at a time. And right now I'm just focusing on this negativity thing because I can't try to do my voice and the negativity. Like it's too much for me. Like it's just overwhelming with all the stuff I have to think about already. So I'm just focusing on one thing at a time. And eventually I will get to my hyper talk and tone it down. But I am conscious of it. And I do, when I realize that I do try to, bring it down. But like right now, I'm bringing it back down, but it's a work in progress.
Well, there are definitely times, right, when somebody says something and I believe that there's a differentiation. Like you use the word respond, like how you respond to certain things. I use the word react because I think there's a big difference between being reactive versus being responsive. When you react, if someone says something to you, then you react. You react without thinking. You talk without thinking, right? But when you respond, that's more deliberate. That's more intentional. So I do think that there is a difference there. When you were saying about the guy made you upset, and then Ian said that he thought you were going to kill him on the phone. Like usually when we react, right, a couple of things happen. When someone says something to us, we're going to puff up, right? And maybe that's when that big animation comes and there's boom in our voice and all of that stuff, right? We puff up because we feel like we need to be defensive and we get into survival mode, or we might shrink. Right? Because sometimes people say negative things and it makes us feel small, especially when we use words like always, never, you always do this, you never do this, that tends to take away from our self-esteem. And so people react in two ways. Like I said, they shrink or they puff up. So again, that's just something to pay attention to as you go along and see what your natural reaction is.
Yes. Working on it. Sorry, I can't be all good like you, Ian. Sorry.
I'm far from good. I'm just saying I just observe things. That's all. I'm an observer.
I'd like to talk a little bit just about what you guys went through, just in case your listeners want to understand just a little more. I'm not, of course, a medical doctor or anything like that, but I am a lover of psychology and human behavior. But when I put you guys on this detox, right, because you did share with me that there's a lot of negativity that surrounds you. And sometimes that negativity is directly related to the stress hormone. And tell me if you agree with this, right? Because when you feel that stimulation, what happens is in your body and your brain, you get this rush of energy. And that's why, Natalie, you shared with me that, with the social media and the news and things like that, like it became a struggle for you. Like you kept migrating back to it because it becomes like a drug. There's a certain adrenaline that's released with the stress hormone. And that is why so many people have a hard time with doing a detox challenge. Because our primitive brain that I've talked about before, it seeks pleasure and avoids pain. So it just wants to keep you comfortable. You've been this way for a long time, guys, right? You've been on the same default pattern. So this is what's comfortable for you. So now that you're introducing something new to your children, to yourselves, you're probably finding like it's a little bit of a struggle. What do you think?
Yeah.
Is that what you encountered? Like you kept feeling like you wanted to go back to default mode?
Oh yeah, I still go to default mode, but then that's why I have to reframe so much.
What's my default mode? I don't even know.
Your default mode is negativity.
Oh, I have to try to really shut up, woman. I have to really try to think about what I'm thinking about in my head. You know what I mean? It's hard because, and I'm on this neurofeedback now, so I think that's going to help me to put things together because my brain is thinking about 20 things at the same time all the time, Rita. And I think you're right. I end up going back to what I know because that's the only thing I know.
It's comfortable.
It's the easiest thing to deal with, but it doesn't mean that it's necessarily the right thing to deal with, but it's the easiest for me. But yeah, that's one of the things that I've had to deal with is just making sure the thoughts in my head are more positive in nature. And I mean, we can't always be positive, but for the most part, it's the way we react to situations. That's what's going to really help moving forward. I mean, not everything is negative.
Exactly.
So.
No, not everything is negative. And to be a happy person, it's not about being positive 100% of the time, right? Like there are all kinds of emotions that we have to allow ourselves to feel. Like it's part of being human, just like you said, but it's knowing how not to let the negative part consume you. Like Natalie had a moment the other day, but she was able to reframe and get back on track. And that's okay. It's not like you just said, you can't be positive 100% of the time. Like when someone passes away, you don't want to be positive, right? You want to feel sad. You want to feel those emotions because you need to process it. But one of the reasons with this detox challenge, like it's so important for anybody who feels like this is a problem for them to learn how to process those emotions, because what's going to happen over time, it's going to actually change your personality.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys would agree with this. We're obviously not the same people we were in our 20s, right? In our 30s, depending on how old your listeners are, but we've changed over time. The more you learn and grow and experience, you're going to become different. Yep. But when you react negatively to someone or something, that actually puts a change in our chemical state. And I don't know if you've heard of the emotional refractory period, but that's basically how much time you have from feeling one emotion to the next. So Natalie touched on this a little bit earlier when she said, like, I need to just focus on this. And then once I get over this, then I can move on to something else. Because when we are in a bad mood, like if you did something and it made Natalie upset and it affected her for hours or days, now she's in a mood, right? Just as an example. Now maybe she's in a bad mood because she's still trying to process how you made her feel. It's important to process those emotions, because if you don't, those days and those hours turn into weeks and months. And now instead of a mood, now you have a temperament about yourself. Now it's affecting your nature and your disposition. And if you still don't learn how to process those emotions, guys, this is how serious it gets. Then now this becomes your personality trait. Now when people say, man, this person's always negative, or anytime I talk to them, it's doom and gloom. Now it's affected you. So that's why, this was all, it was done out of fun and obviously, to kind of change you guys and put you on a different trajectory. But this really long time can become an issue if you don't take it seriously.
Oh, yeah, because I see that.
But self-awareness is key.
Yeah, because I see that with my kids. Well, with my kids, because I know I'm negative, but I also try to be positive. But they don't know they don't know the positive. They only know the negative.
Right.
They have never learned that other part of it. So, and I realize why it's so important that to have that balance of, yes, you may have a negative thought, but let's add that positive to it, because it's so important, because now they're just negative people. Yeah, and no one wants to be around negative people. Like I know I don't like people who are just negative. So yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't want them to be those those kind of people. And they're always, woe is me and life is horrible. And, I don't want that for them, because those are people who end up not doing anything because life did this to them. They can't do anything else. Like it's like victim mentality, and I don't want them to have that.
Definitely a victim mentality. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you nailed it. Yeah. It is victim mentality.
Yeah. And that's where they are now. And that's why I see it limits what my son can do or what he is willing to try to do for himself. Not that he's capable of whatever he wants to do, but he limits his own self because of his negative thoughts.
Well, it makes him not try hard, and he quits very easily.
Right. Yeah. Because like Ian and I are very much, we don't quit. We just keep going. We're we'll push even if things are major obstacles. But my son, he'll just quit. And he's like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not doing this. It's too hard.
Yeah.
And that's quick. I mean, that's his instant response, and he's sticking to it. He sticks to it too, unless we push him past that.
That's his default. Yeah, that's his default.
But what's changing him now with this wanting to do?
No, he's still got it.
Does he still have it?
Oh gosh, he's gonna be a work in progress for a while, because that's just him naturally. He's just like Eeyore.
You guys are aware of it now, and there's no time in the present to make the change, because you guys, coming from your background, like you weren't like this, from the very beginning, but over time, your experiences, all of your situation, circumstances have led you to how you are today. You're realizing it, and now you're raising kids in that same environment. So now that you guys are all self-aware, now you can really make those positive changes so that you can change their path, right? So I commend you for doing it, and for, showing your children that. First step, guys, be self-aware. Second step, you really do have to sit in gratitude. I encourage you to do that with the children every day, just like you said that they were having a hard time coming up with compliments for each other, have them sit in gratitude. Sometimes it's really challenging with children when you try to introduce something new. I mean, you get that pushback, right? But if they see you doing it, like if they witness you, Natalie, saying something really positive to start the day, and you, Ian, saying something, over time, they're eventually going to pick up that behavior, and then they can become part of that bigger conversation.
Oh yeah, they notice everything.
More than I thought.
Once we said we were going to do the negativity detox, they're quick to call you out on something.
Oh, they do.
But it makes it fun, right?
Oh, they call you out quick.
Yeah.
Yes. It's
and then one last tip that I wanted to offer. So it was obviously becoming self-aware, sitting in gratitude, because I think that is so, so powerful. And then also setting the intention, guys. Natalie, you and I have kind of talked about this. We spent some time on deciding who we want to be. So when you look at your future self, not who you are right now, but who is it that you want to be? Do you want to show up as a patient person? Do you want to show up as a person who maybe doesn't speak so animated? Or, whatever your own personal goal is, decide who you want to be and take steps to be that person. Because what that does is it forces your brain to fire off in different sequences, and it's forming new neural patterns in your brain. Like Ian, you said, it's your default, right? You're so used to being a certain way. But once you introduce this new state of being, now guys, you're setting the intention, you're setting purpose, you're deciding who you want to be so you can make that purposeful life that you so desire. So I think that those are some really 3 key elements to put you right on the path that you want to be.
Yeah. And Rita, lastly though, when you said about gratitude, can you expand on that a little bit about what does that look like? What should people do to show more gratitude each day? Like, what can we do?
So gratitude is in many different forms, right? There's gratitude in the things that you have, the things that you've done, self-gratitude. So what I like to do, part of my morning routine, is to sit in gratitude. And I come up every day with 3 different things that I'm thankful for. That I'm thankful. There's so many things when I look back on my life that I wanted to achieve. And so often we don't take the time in the present to realize how far we've come. We're only focusing on how far we have to go, what we're missing out on. So that's why it's so important to realize what you have, realize all that you've accomplished, and be grateful for it. Why am I grateful for this? Like, I'm grateful for the home that I live in. I've wanted to build a home for years, ever since, I first got married. I wanted to be able to build my own home, and now I have. And so as time goes by, if I don't stop and think about it, then I lose sight of it. And now I'm only thinking about the next thing on my to-do list, the next thing in my goal. And that's where we miss out on this journey. Too many people are focused on the destiny. Like once I get there, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
But the key to really having a positive, happy life is understanding where you are right now. And when you focus on what you have, you're not focused on what you're missing.
That's a damn good point.
Yes. Thank you very much, Rita. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Rita, yes.
If people want to find you for coaching or just to find you to hear what you have to say, how do they find you?
Yes, definitely. You can really find all of my information. On social media. Yes. I think I told you before, and you're part of it, part of my empowerment women's group on Facebook. But then you can book discovery calls, chat with me, everything on my website, which is to have a conversation or, just keep this conversation going.
Oh.
Wait, what was your website again, Rita?
Yeah,
it broke up a little.
The stream broke up a little bit. Could you repeat that one more time? The website?
Oh, sure. My website is iwasthatgirl.com because I am on a mission to help the woman that I was. And so that's what I do. I focus my days on empowering women and the next generation.
All right. And what was the name of your Facebook group again? It's a free Facebook group.
The Empowerment. It is. It's a free Facebook group designed especially for women. And in there we support, inspire, and motivate. And it's called the Empowerment Coaching Collective.
Oh,
yes. And it's cool. She asks lots of questions. Makes you think every day.
Yeah. Well,
makes my brain hurt.
Yes, it's definitely, it's a lot of introspection, but guys, thank you so much for inviting me on again. It was a lot of fun. I love the family mess.
Yes.
Thanks so much, Rita.
We're going global, baby. That's right. I'm speaking positivity into this.
All right.
There you go.
Wrap us up, Ian.
Well, if you want to listen to us on our streaming platforms, you can find us on Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, iTunes, Spotify, and all the other streaming platforms that are out there. Join us, type in The Family Mess, and subscribe and like, because we really love you guys. So I'm not going to say what I usually say about this podcast, so I'm just going to end it quickly. Because I know you guys are waiting for me to say it, but I'm not going to say it.
All right. Thanks.
I was totally waiting for you to say it.
This was another great podcast.
This is good.
Well, thank you, Rita, for joining us again. We can't wait to have you back on because you are going to be coming back on again sometime, I'm sure.
Yes.
So this is really good.
Your resident life coach. Yes, I am here for you guys. Thank you so much. You guys keep going on your path. You're on the right track.
All right.
You guys have a great day.
Take care. Thanks, Rita.
I love the family mess. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
What you got, Ian? What you got, Ian?
Come on, man. You can't. All right, man. We're going to cut this recording.
Did you hear that?
That was nasty.